90 minutes. The group, including the head of the European Union, France, Germany and the UK, then released a joint statement saying they're ready to work towards a trilateral summit with European support. Zelensky last met Trump in the Oval Office in February. I'm Nayan Kim.
The Canadian government has forced Air Canada and the union representing flight attendants into arbitration after a work stoppage stranded more than 100,000 travelers around the world. Federal Jobs Minister says now is not the time to take risks with the economy while announcing the intervention. It means the 10,000 flight attendants will return very soon. After rapidly becoming a Category 5 hurricane, National Hurricane Center says Erin has weakened to somewhat now and is a Category 4. The storm was northwest of the island of Antigua Saturday night with maximum sustained winds of 150 miles per hour. While it's not expected to hit land, it has affected nearby islands, raising concerns about flooding and landslides. Floods and mudslides being blamed for 180 deaths in Pakistan as well. More at townhall.com.
Summer is all about making great memories. Boy, I love getting out on the boat. I admit that one of my little joys in life is to get on a boat and ride around on Tampa Bay. But if you're living with pain, those future memories can be stolen from you. Here's a thought. Try Relief Factor. Let's see if we can get you out of pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement designed to help your body fight pain. It's a doctor-developed formula made of natural ingredients. The best part of all, Relief Factor never masks the pain. It helps reduce or even eliminate it for good. Whether it's doing what I do, whether it's kayaking on a lake, running around with the little ones, or just chilling in the hammock with a good book, Relief Factor can help you feel better, move better, and do more of the things you love all summer long. So if you're ready to reclaim your summer and make some amazing memories, head over to ReliefFactor.com or give them a call at 800-4-RELIEF. 800 the number 4-RELIEF. Do it now and get their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. That number again, 1-800 the number 4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Experts say Republicans should have no qualms about creating new congressional seats in Texas and elsewhere.
I think Republicans have a moral obligation to use their political power to send the Marxists back into the political wilderness, and to not do so, in many ways, is immoral.
Ned Bruin with
Red
the
Mike?
conservative political training organization American Majority.
I don't think there should be any questions about us going and looking at Texas and Ohio and Florida, and I think Indiana and Missouri as well. And if we can get 13 to 15 new Republican seats before the 26 elections, that would be spectacular.
Small-scale solar panels about the size of a door are poised to be plugged into more homes and apartments as homeowners and renters who want to harness the sun's energy look for cheaper alternatives to rooftop installations known as plug-in or balcony solar. The systems that are already popular in Europe could be more attractive in this country. Breaking news at townhall.com. Guy Shiraki has written a new article called The 7 Deadly Sins of the Left, and he says one of the biggest ones is arrogance.
The people leading the party, the voices, it's arrogance. Listen to them. They believe that they know more about culture, science, morality, economy than anybody, not only today, ever.
Shiraki, a senior fellow at the Commonwealth Foundation, says all progressive values seems to be based on one fundamental assumption.
That all prior cultures were flawed. All prior cultures, all prior thought was lacking, especially if it's a Western civilization or North American theory. And they know more than anybody, and you can't debate it.
Singer Sean Kingston has been sentenced to 3.5 years in prison after being convicted of a $1 million fraud scheme in South Florida. You'll find more on these stories at townhall.com. Okay. I'm Ron Taylor reporting.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Weekend Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is the 17th of August, 2025. And welcome back to Middleboro in review once again for another great Sunday morning here on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. We are back from our vacation, me and Dawn. Hello, we probably got a couple stories we can talk. We can talk about. We can share with everyone today. Open phone lines today: 508-822-1106. 508-822-1106 is the number to call if you want to call in, talk about whatever is on your mind this morning, or if you want to know about our vacation. Give us a call. 508-822-1106 is the number. We are going to start off with our weather, of course, as always. And start off with, there's Middleboro, 68 degrees currently, with a little bit of wind, 8 miles per hour of wind. It's a little humid out there. It feels a little bit warmer than it is. Feels like 76 out there today, right now. Today we'll get into the mid-80s, 85 degrees with a chance of rain in the forecast today. 62 for the low this evening. Tomorrow is going to be very cold in the nighttime. A high of just 70 tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, a low of 47. And Tuesday, mostly sunny skies, high of 74, low of 50. So, I got a couple of nights there in the next couple of days where it's going to be a little bit cooler. In Taunton, a little bit of wind out there outside of our 14 Church Green studios here in Taunton. 85 degrees today, 62 for the low, and some rain potentially in the forecast there. In Driscoll, North Dakota, 67 degrees with a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. With a little bit of wind out there, there'll be some rain on and off this morning, gradually clearing later on in the morning. And you might see a little bit of sun there towards the end of the day, but mostly cloudy today. High of 73, low of 64 today. And in Driscoll, Texas, if I can get that up, there we go. In Driscoll, Texas, 77 degrees right now. A high of 97 today. A lot of that area has been dealing with just horrible heat, oppressive heat that has really stuck around and really hasn't gone anywhere for quite a while now at this point. 97 tomorrow, only a low of 77 tonight. High of 97 tomorrow. There is some rain in the forecast on Tuesday, but the temperatures really don't budge too much at all in Driscoll, Texas. And finally, we have Newport Richey, Florida, 78 degrees with a little bit of wind out there, which is good. High of 89 today, low of 77, and rain potentially in the forecast this afternoon. All right, so that is your weather for today. We now have our Today in Histories. I love doing these every week. Today in Histories. I always try to find some really interesting Today in Histories, and I think today we did that. Dawn, here's an interesting one for you. 1896, Bridget Driscoll becomes the first recorded case of a pedestrian killed in a collision with a motor car in the United Kingdom.
Okay.
1915, a Category 4 hurricane hits Galveston, and that is with winds of 135 miles per hour. The 1915 Galveston hurricane. 1943, during World War II, the U.S. 7th Army under George S. Patton arrives in Messina, Italy, followed several hours later by the British 8th Army under Field Marshal Bernard Montgomery, thus completed the Allied conquest of Sicily. 1955, Hurricane Diane makes landfall near Wilmington, North Carolina, and it went on to cause major floods and kill more than 184 people. 1969, Category 5, Hurricane Camille hits the U.S. Gulf Coast. That kills 256 people and causes $1.42 billion in damage. And finally, for our today in histories, 1998, during the Lewinsky scandal, U.S. President Bill Clinton admits in taped testimony that he had an improper fiscal relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky. Later that same day, he admits before the nation that he misled people about the relationship. And that was a big news story there in the summer of 1998, the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Our birthdays today, we got a couple of interesting ones. 1786, Davy Crockett, American soldier and politician. 1914, Bill Downs, an American journalist. Also born on this day in 1914, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr., American lawyer and politician. 1920, Maureen O'Hara, an Irish-American actress and singer. Then in 1943, we got Robert De Niro, American actor, entrepreneur, director, producer. He's 82 today. 1952, born on this day, Nelson Piquet, Brazilian race car driver. 1960, Sean Penn, American actor, director, and political activist. He directed one of my favorite films, Into the Wild, which, if you haven't checked that out, it is a great film. It's a real story based on a true story about Christopher McCandless, who went into the Alaskan wilderness, was living in the Alaskan wilderness for, I don't know how long it was, but it was quite a while, and he ended up dying in the Alaskan wilderness there. And it was a really interesting movie. Don,
Did
you have any thoughts on
Eddie
it?
Vedder of Pearl Jam do a soundtrack for that?
He did the soundtrack for
Yeah.
that. Well, not Pro Jam. It was Eddie Vedder. It was Eddie Vedder solo.
Yeah.
He did the soundtrack for the movie.
Yeah.
All right. 1966. Don Sweeney, Canadian ice hockey player and manager. And born this day in 1983, Dustin Pedroia, American baseball player for the Boston Red Sox. I think this is the first time that this has happened on the show, or if it has happened before, it hasn't happened in a while. But the one passing that we have, we also have it in the birthdays as well. So he passed away on the same day as his birthday. That would be Franklin Delano Roosevelt Jr. He passed away on this day in 1988. So there you go. That's your Today in History's birthdays passings today. It is 7:15. What we're going to do is we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to do a little bit of some talking about some local events going on here in the area. And then during the second half of the show, it's going to be all about what me and Don did during our vacation. So that's going to be
People don't
fun.
want to know. They don't care about your vacation.
No, I think they care enough. I think someone will call in and be like, "Why did you not talk about your vacation?" Well, I know Paul is listening. I know he wants to know. I know he wants to know. So,
Yep.
we're going to talk about it here a little bit later on in the show today. But open phone lines today, 508-822-1106 is the number to call if you want to call in, talk about whatever is on your mind this morning. If we have time today as well, we'll do a transportation segment, as we always like to do. One thing I noticed while we were on vacation, a popular restaurant spot that we I wouldn't say we frequent, but we've been there quite a few times in the past. Ville's has closed. In Wareham.
Yeah.
Yes. And
I was devastated.
that was pretty
when
big
you told me
news.
that yesterday.
That was
That place
pretty
is
big
awesome. That place always was so good. With that 1960s panel, it feels like you're in a time machine over there. But everything was always good. The food was always good, and the people who worked there were nice and friendly, and it was good. It was a good experience. So I mean, it's kind of sad that they're going to be ripping down. I think someone might have bought it. I'm not sure who bought it.
Someone did buy it.
Yeah,
yes.
well, whatever. But they're going to be ripping down the old panel and putting sterile new stuff in. Sometimes the old charm of a restaurant brings people in. I like going there because of its 1960s panel and charm. I just like the old bar. I mean, if it isn't broke, why fix it? It was just a great place to go, and the food was always good. I never got a bad meal there. I never ever did, and it was a good place. We went there a lot. I went there with my brother and my nephew a lot, and you go to a restaurant, come in. I just hope it keeps that same charm of it. I'm not sure if they got to change the name.
They will.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just going to be another bland restaurant like all the rest of them. It's that charm. I call it the paneling charm.
Mm-hmm.
The 60s, 70s old paneling charm of a restaurant is, I think, what brings a lot of people there.
I think you mentioned to me as well the new owners of what will be, I believe it's going to be Sea Stones. I believe is the name of the place. Yes, I believe it's going to be called Sea Stones.
Oh, it is.
That's the new name of the place. The owners of that, the owners of Cornerstone and Carver, also, I believe you were telling me this, bought the old Standish.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, they're working on it. I think it's going to be up and running in September. They're moving really quickly. I've been watching the progress of that restaurant being rebuilt. We'll see what happens. But I mean,
absolutely.
The charm of the 1960s and 70s old paneling kind of. I don't know.
Keep a positive outlook on that.
Well, what happens is a lot of families just want to retire.
Absolutely, that's what's happening here with the Bells. Is the family wants to retire?
Right, so no one to pass it on to.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the Bell's been around for a while, so they're probably working on the second generation of people anyway right now. If I was to guess, but that's too bad. The place was really good. I used to love going there. I just love the old 70s charm. If it isn't broken, why fix it?
Exactly. Well,
it's just the restaurant.
It is 7:20. Let's take our commercial break right now. We'll be right back here on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. All right. 103.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You can reach them at 508-583-1495. They are open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association is an association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a nonprofit organization, donate to various veteran care facilities and veteran charities. To learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association and how you can join or support, please visit cvma2-2.org.
All right. Okay, still good. All right. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back. They turned down the bumper music. There we go. 7:22 a.m. this morning. Open phone lines today. 508-822-1106 is the number to call. And yeah, if you want to call in, talk about whatever is on your mind this morning, you can do so. Now, let's get the sports section of our vacation out of the way here. And we'll talk about all the other fun stuff with our vacation out after the 7:30 news break. And again, as well, if we have time as well, we're going to do a transportation segment, as we always like to do here. When we have time on the show, or on any show I'm on, I always try to do a transportation segment. I'm sure I missed quite a bit around this area while we were gone as well.
There's always something breaking.
There's always something breaking, and there's always big news always popping up.
I think the Mount Hope Bridge is closed.
Yeah, it looked like there was something with the Mount Hope Bridge. Yeah,
We saw signs when we rode through Providence
yeah.
on the way home yesterday evening.
Something I gotta look at during the 7:30 news break. That's what I'll do. Is we'll look at that and try to get some information.
Well, the signs are saying go 195 to 24 and go over that way, cross over the Chipping and that way, get on the other side of Jamestown. Well, Jamestown is a little further down the road, but North Tiverton, Portsmouth, those towns there. So be looking for that. I think they're doing some sort of decking or some sort of work, but according to the signs, the Mount Hope Bridge is closed. I'm not sure if that's the case today, but as of last night, I was reading the signs of Providence.
So, all right, I'm gonna put my MILB hat on here, and talk about the MILB here for a second. So on Friday night, me and Don, on our way back, on our first night traveling back from Western Pennsylvania, we stopped at a town called Owego, and then about 20 miles outside of Owego, we traveled to Binghamton. And Binghamton is the home of the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, AA affiliate of the New York Mets. Went to go see a game on Friday night. The third game actually. Technically it's the third game in the series. Third game in the series between the two teams that were facing off. And that was the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, or as they were called on Friday night, the Southern Tier Spicy Meatballs. It was Italian Heritage Night at Marabito Field in Binghamton, New York, for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. One of the best teams in the MILB as well. So we had a pretty good treat seeing a pretty good team in the Binghamton Rumble Ponies there. They were taking on the New Hampshire Fisher Cats out of Manchester, New Hampshire. They are the AA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays. And it was a really entertaining game. And Don will tell us his experience with the game as well here in a second. But I just want to say, really good game. Really great atmosphere as well. Wasn't a full house during this one. Pretty sure they'll probably have a full house today, Sunday. Last game of the series. Something to do with it was probably is that the New Hampshire Fisher Cats are not the best team in the MILB. They're a team that is under 500. They're a team that is struggling. They're a team that is probably not going to make the playoffs if the season ended today. So that has something to do with it as well. Less people come out to the game, but it was still pretty well attended. They had fireworks at the end of the show as well. Which was great. They did a very good job with that. They had a lot of Frank Sinatra music as well that they played throughout the night, and that was great. And just a really all around fun experience. $14 per ticket, very very cheap as well, and that's pretty good as well. Everything else was a little more expensive, but
it really wasn't in all the scheme of things.
In all scheme of things, it wasn't that bad.
2 hot dogs were $11.
It really wasn't bad.
So,
but the tickets were really good.
$5.50 for a hot dog at the ballpark. You go anywhere else, it's 8 or 10.
Yeah, and I was looking at the layout of the stadium, and I wanted to get the best seats, and we got right in the middle, home plate. Right in the middle, home plate, upper deck, perfect seats. I just got lucky there. I just looked at the stadium layout, picked the best seats, and they ended up being the best seats in the house. Really great game. A little bit of a pitching duel in the scheme of things. Binghamton did win the game. They won 4-2, and they're continuing the series with New Hampshire, the Manchester, New Hampshire Fisher Cats today, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But Don, what was your thoughts of the game?
Oh, I thought the whole town was there. In my opinion, I had that feeling. It's just you got a city like Binghamton, New York. It's kind of away from everything if you think about it.
Yeah,
it's like 200 miles from New York City. You got Albany, which is probably 130 miles, I'm guessing, and then Syracuse another 80, 90. So it's kind of by itself,
exactly
by itself.
Yeah.
So it's really centered by itself in Binghamton. It's its own boat per se. You're not close to other cities where people are running to. So it's really seems like it's a real community-oriented community because they're not really near anything if you think about it. Elmira's to the west, Corning, but they're smaller towns, so they're kind of in the middle. They're like a little lifeboat. And big Italian American community.
Yes.
Next to the American flag, there's a small Italian flag there.
Yes, there was.
I think it was nice. And then I love the idea of like when it comes to a minor league because the advertisements is cool because they talk about all the different restaurants.
Yes.
There must be a bunch of Italian restaurants in the Binghamton area.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people watching. We're sitting next to a nice couple. We're talking to people behind us. They said, "Oh, we're going to go to White Mountains on a bus tour." And with nice, friendly atmosphere. It's just people watching. It was, and then we noticed it on the news that the manager was selling something, right? Like a passports for restaurants. He was right in front of us.
Yeah.
And he had a shirt, and he was like one of the vendors in a way.
They had
Then we find out that that was the manager.
That was the general manager.
That was the general manager of the team. Yeah,
yes.
Because we saw something on, and I love the idea of going to like a hotel and watching the local news and see what they're all about.
Yes.
And like I said, they're their own community because they're so far from any other community that they kind of they're in their own lifeboat in a way. They're not like close to anything else.
And they were doing a promotion for 1 year of meatballs, a 1 year supply of meatballs.
Yeah, and then all the Frank Sinatra.
Yes, a lot of Frank Sinatra
stuff.
stuff
Oh,
too.
it
A lot of
was-
Italian type music. So
Right.
it was great.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So it was a fun time. We're gonna finish up this MILB talk here, coming out of our news break. We're gonna do our news break right now. We're gonna finish this up out of our news break. We'll be right back.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harris. European leaders will join Ukraine's
more things
President
I want to
Volodymyr
say.
Zelensky for his crucial
That I
meeting
get
with
a chance
President
to say
Trump
in this
tomorrow. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, head of the EU's executive branch,
I want
posted
to
on X that, quote,
explain the
at
Rumble
request of
Pony's
President
name,
Zelensky, I will join the meeting with
and
President
then
Trump
talk
and
about
other
today's
European leaders
game.
in the White House.
The series
Talk about
finale.
which I found really
Military
interesting.
affairs analyst
How
Robert
they
McGinnis
do
says if
their
the
games 6 in
Russia-Ukraine
a row and
ceasefire
they stay
talks
in
are
one
going to
area.
go anywhere,
That's what
three
we're
steps
That's
are
really
essential.
interesting
So we'll
because
talk about too. It cuts down.
It cuts down a lot of cost and travel.
Cuts down travel costs.
Big time
How
travel.
they do it.
Observers, we need to have intelligence.
I mean, not like the MILB is hurting for money because they're not.
Even in an environmental situation, you know, have teams jetting all over the place. I can understand when you come down to
Western country
playoffs.
since invading
Yeah.
Ukraine in 2022
that-
and plunging U.S.-Russia relations to their lowest point since the Cold War. President Trump is putting his personal stamp on the Kennedy Center and its annual awards program. More on that from White House correspondent Greg Clugston.
Earlier this year, the president installed himself as chairman of the famed Kennedy Center and replaced the board with his supporters. This past week, he personally announced the recipients of this year's Kennedy Center honors and revealed that he will host the ceremony in December. Donald Trump has complained of a woke agenda at the Kennedy Center and in D.C.'s cultural institutions, including the National Endowment of the Humanities and the Smithsonian Museums. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Hurricane Erin has been downgraded to a Category 3 storm. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the Turks and Caicos Islands as winds and heavy rains hit the Virgin
It got to a
Islands
Cat
and Puerto
5.
Rico.
So to a Cat 5?
It got to a Cat 5. It got to a Cat 5. It's Cat 3 now.
Before
It got to a Cat 5. Yeah, it
More
got
on
to a
these
Cat
stories
5.
at
It strengthened
townhall.com.
pretty quickly.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. You can't go there. You can't
The
play
fishes
favorite
aren't too
sport.
happy
You
about
better
this
sit
storm.
one out. It's no way to live. If pain is
It's,
affecting you,
causes
see how
some-
Relief Factor
yeah.
can help you
Causes
get
some
back to
problems with the
living life
fishes,
again
but
on
it's
your
not
terms.
causing any
Look,
problems
you
with
say
humans.
Yes,
Yeah.
a whole lot more.
This
Head
time
over to
around.
relieffactor.com
Yeah.
or give them a call at
Got lucky.
844-RELIEF.
Got-
Relief Factor
exactly.
is a
Got
daily
lucky.
supplement that fights pain.
Toys around Labor Day,
naturally.
that's when
Developed by a
Katrina
team of
happened.
doctors and scientists. Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients
We're
doesn't
going to
just
Florida.
That's gonna be
it helps reduce or eliminate
Katrina.
pain, whether it's your back,
We
neck,
were in
your
Florida.
The
muscles,
20th anniversary is coming up.
as it
We
has
were in
for so many
Florida.
others.
Yeah.
Relief
And I was worried about
Factor's
finding
free.
gas
Start to
on the
try.
way home.
It's only $19.95.
I
No-cost
stopped
way for
every-
you to
we
take it
drove
out
down,
for
right
a
in the
test
car.
drive. Less than $1 a day.
I
Go to
stopped every
relieffactor.com.
gas station that was open.
Relieffactor.com or
Top
call
10 bucks, I wouldn't
800-4-RELIEF.
have a problem.
That's 800.
Just get out of the south is the problem. Once you get up to the
See how
northeast,
you
it's
can live
fine.
with less
I think
pain. Say yes.
The 20th anniversary of Katrina is coming up here very soon.
Air Canada says it plans to resume flights today after the Canadian government intervened and forced the
Next
airline
week, I
and its
think.
striking flight attendants back to work and into arbitration.
Next Saturday.
These strikes stranded more than 100,000 travelers around the world during the peak summer travel season. The country's largest airline says in a release that the first flights will resume tonight, but it'll take several days before its operations completely return to normal. It says some flights will be canceled over the next 7 to 10 days until the schedule is stabilized. Pakistani officials say they're expanding rescue and relief operations after flash floods killed more than 220 people in a single northwest district and destroyed homes, roads, and businesses. Buner, a mountainous part of the Khyber province, was struck by cloudbursts and torrential rains that triggered flash flooding and landslides. Crews were using heavy machinery today to remove the rubble of collapsed homes after families reported some of their relatives missing. News and analysis at townhall.com. Target and a beauty shop have mutually agreed not to renew their partnership.
Target and Ulta Beauty are parting ways, ending a partnership launched in 2021 that created in-store shops filled with beauty products at hundreds of the discounters' stores. According to a joint release issued Thursday, the companies said they've mutually agreed not to renew their pact, which concludes in August 2026. Until then, the Ulta Beauty experience at Target will continue in Target stores and on Target.
Because it sounds like one of those companies that is going out of business. That's probably why. One of those companies you're not going to see in a few years.
Maybe it's how to keep this ball in
invasion of 1066 is set for a new chapter next
because
year.
you got to take parts of the store away from the Target
an
to
exhibition.
accommodate
First
the
time it's
Ulta
ever
store.
been.
Well, both of those stores to begin with are going downhill. So
Stories at townhall.com.
it's more than just that. It's
that's
it's business related.
yeah, that's one of it.
That's one of the reasons, yeah, but it's also business related because both companies are losing money.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're losing money because they want to go to Amazon.
Exactly. All right, there you go. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back because I turned down the bumper music. There we go. 7:37 a.m. Now let's wrap up the MILB talk here in this segment by mentioning Binghamton Rumble Ponies. The name explanation here. So people who are not aware of the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, in Binghamton, New York, there are several pony rides that apparently are free, according to information that I got from a fan that was next to me, talking about the Rumble Ponies name to me. There are, I believe, 6 pony rides that I guess are free, according to the information that I got, and they're called Rumble Ponies. So that's the explanation and the name. So that's the explanation of the name. One more thing about the Rumble Ponies as well. They will conclude their 6-game series with New Hampshire this afternoon, 1:05 p.m. first pitch from Marabito Stadium in Binghamton, New York. And Don was telling me all about Marabito as well. They got ties to what Don does during the winter as well, Don, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
my boss tells
Marabito.
My boss tells me to pick up oil. It's either under a certain company.
Mm-hmm.
And Marabito is one of them.
And one of them, yeah. There you go.
They're just really suppliers.
Marabito.
What they do is they're suppliers, and you go to a place like, say, Citgo Petroleum, who runs the facility and owns the tanks, but then you have these different companies that market the oil, and they buy a certain amount, so they just really rent the oil. So it's all numbers in the oil industry. It's just that the oil comes and they buy a little of it, and they might have, I don't know, a certain amount, like 2 million gallons to work with, and once that's gone, that's done, those price ranges are done, and then you can move on to something else. It's just all math. It's all math. That's all it is.
So the Binghamton Rumble Ponies are 75-36. If they win today, they move to 76-36. Then that series is done. The New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Then Binghamton will move on Tuesday, and they'll start a series with Portland, with the Portland Sea Dogs, the AA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. So it's the Mets versus the Boston Red Sox affiliates there. Coming up, 6 p.m. start for that one in Portland. So they will be traveling to Portland for a 6-game series with the Portland Sea Dogs. So that's another good thing about the MILB as well. The 6-game series each week. They do a 6-game series. And Monday, they use Monday for travel days. So no games on Monday, except only if it's, I believe, Memorial Day. They'll hold games on that Monday. So for the most part, they don't hold games on Mondays. And that's great. The travel, the 6-game series cuts down on travel costs and things like that. It's just better for the minor league teams, honestly. It really is.
Yeah, it's cost effective and also better environmentally too, in my opinion, because You don't have to, I mean, I know people fly everywhere and whatever, and what's one more team. But it's important because now some would say, well, if you have a series, we need hometown advantage for some of the series, and I can understand that during playoffs and championships.
Exactly.
Okay, and I don't think the majors are going to change anytime soon.
No.
Right? The games are. But as far as the minor leagues, I love the idea that New Hampshire Fisher Cats rolled into town last Tuesday, and
Monday.
Rolled in Monday and played last Tuesday, and it is in the town all week.
Yes.
All week, and that means the Rumble Pony players are home for a week.
Yes.
And I just love the idea of that because they're just all one. So you get 6 games. I just think it's a better. I really like the formula how they do that.
Yeah.
Because they're not running out and then they're running back and they're all over the place, and it just seems like a waste. Just get the games over with, hang out, do the Binghamton thing if you're from New Hampshire, and same with housing, same with the hotels. You can buy the hotels in blocks. Not back and forth. You can save money. The people who live there, they can go home for the week. So I mean, they definitely save money doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just running around with your head cut off, just do games. Like you were mentioning the hockey game we had.
Hockey game, yes.
And it was the farthest ever between
yes.
playoffs? Was it between
Stanley
Vancouver
Cup.
and Florida?
Yes, the Stanley Cup.
And they had
Edmonton and Florida.
And you had how many miles they went?
Yes, between the 2 years, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot
Just
between the 2
all
years.
the flying and back and forth.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Absolutely.
But now they got to fly back 2 days later just to fly back.
Exactly.
It's
It's a little ridiculous.
People would say, "Well, we need our fans for playoff games." I understand playoff games, but regular season games.
Yeah.
I think even the majors, if they had that formula, that model, I think that'd be fine. 6 games in the town, and then maybe they could lower the prices too for the majors.
All right, wrapping up the MILB here, MILB roundup here, with the Red Sox organization, real quick. Worcester is still in Des Moines. They will be in Des Moines today for a 2:08 game against the Iowa Cubs, the Chicago Cubs affiliate.
Do they do the same thing?
What?
As far as even the AAA, they still do the same thing.
What?
Games, 5 games, 6 games.
6 games. Yep.
The
The entire minors,
except for the majors.
except for the major league. Yeah.
So the 4 levels of the minors all do it that way.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's Worcester there. Then they'll have a day off tomorrow, of course, and then Tuesday they are back home to take on the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. That is quite the name.
Yeah.
71-47 Jacksonville is, so that's going to be a tough series for Worcester. So we'll see what happens in that series. We already talked about Portland. Actually, hold on. We didn't talk about Tuesday's game for Portland. Hold on 1 second. Let me get that up. Tuesday's game.
A.
Yes, Tuesday's game for Portland. Yeah, we did talk about that. It's Binghamton.
Well, you said AA, right?
It's AA, yes.
Because you got all the people I've learned. You got single A, high A, AA, AAA. That's the 4 levels, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And then we have Greenville, which would be high A. They'll conclude a series at 1:35 p.m. this afternoon against the Spartanburg Burgers, I guess the name is. I'm not sure what the name is. I forgot the name. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna look this up. It is the Hub City Spartan Burgers. There we go. From Spartanburg, South Carolina. They will conclude their series today. And I lost the MILB page, so I had to go back to it now. Hold on 1 second.
One thing I like about the minor leagues, like people watching, is there's a lot of families there. Meaning, people can afford to take their families to a minor league game and not kill their budget. You do see that in Fenway,
Yes.
and the last time I've been to Fenway, I did see families or whatnot, but I mean, a family of 4 for Fenway, it's probably $500-600. A family of 4, with probably food and maybe some merchandising and stuff like that, $150.
They'll start a series with Hub City on Tuesday. I apologize, not end one. They'll end their series with the Greensboro Grasshoppers today, 2 o'clock start.
I love that name.
Yeah, it's a great name. They're the best team in MILB, and all of MILB. The Greensboro Grasshoppers, 79-33. If they win today, they get to win number 80. Greensboro is right around 500. So we'll see what happens with this game today. But that is high A. And then you have single A, which will be Salem. Salem is taking on...
Salem what?
The Salem Red Sox. The Salem...
where?
Salem, Virginia.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I apologize. Salem,
Mine,
Virginia.
people don't know
Greensville is out of South Carolina. All right, Salem, Virginia. The Salem Red Sox will soon not be called the Salem Red Sox. They'll be rebranding. Still will keep the Red Sox affiliation, but there'll be a different name starting next season. Anyway, Salem is 47-64. They're taking on Fredericksburg. The Fredericksburg,
Virginia?
Yes.
Okay.
Fredericksburg Nats. The Fredericksburg Nationals. That is who they'll be facing today at 6:05 p.m. And then again, Monday, they'll have Monday off. And then on Tuesday, they will start a series with Carolina Mudcats. Yeah, Mudcats. Yeah.
You said
the
Cats.
No, it's the Carolina Mudcats.
Okay.
There we go. And they're out of Carolina. I don't know where, but they're out of Carolina. And that's going to be a tough series as well. That game on Tuesday gets underway at 6:35 p.m. All right, let's take our last commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about our vacation, some miscellaneous stuff, not sports related, everything else that happened on our vacation. All right, we'll do that coming up here as well. And your phone calls, 508-822-1106 is the number to call. We'll be right back. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get to transportation today, but that's okay. Perfectly fine with that. I don't mind not talking about it. Because that bores me sometimes.
Lakeville, Carver, and Rochester. Our base of operations is in the lower level of the parish hall on Oak Street, directly across the street from Sacred Heart Church in downtown Middleboro. At this time, we serve approximately 500 families in our service area.
Almost 8 o'clock.
Many of them come to us for various types of
Man,
aid.
time goes by
This can
fast.
take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities,
I'm going to
and
shoot back
assistance,
home.
agency referrals,
Coffee
clothing and furniture vouchers,
And then I
and
gotta
temporary lodging.
meet
For more
up with
information,
somebody.
go to
Like,
svvmiddleboro.org.
Looks like it's maybe it was a cloud.
It's clouding up.
Keep you safe.
It's clouding up.
Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of
That'd be
life.
good. I mean,
In a few short years,
even
they
if
have
it's hot
given
later
more
on,
than
if the
4,000 bags
sun's
of
not
groceries to
cooking
those
on
in
me,
need.
I have to be able to get
For
something done
guests
as
with
well.
limited
Yeah,
transportation
hopefully,
options,
maybe it'll rain.
every Saturday morning
Yeah,
from 9
probably
to
not.
11:30 at the north
Probably
door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone. No questions.
That's it. I don't think it's rained all week.
Demand increases
What, yeah?
every
Yeah,
year.
I don't think
With
so.
the looming reduction in SNAP benefits,
I don't know. I wasn't checking the weather every day, but
Please
Yeah.
consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary
$7.50.
donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton.
Oh, 420 in the car, too.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, sir. That'll help me out.
I'm not sure. I gotta get my truck at some point.
Thank you.
What are you gonna get tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm around tomorrow after. I'll be home at 2.
Well, what time are you gonna be here for your show?
I'd like to be here by 10.
Yeah, well, we're gonna leave early and get my truck early.
Okay, we'll do that then. Do that early then. Monday. Tomorrow. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. And we're back. I turned down the bumper music. There we go. Alright. Now, the rest of our journey. So, one of the routes we took was 44. And maybe a couple of people don't realize how long 44 actually is. Pretty long, Don. It goes all the way into New York.
Well, we took I hate sitting in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I-84 in Connecticut's terrible.
Yes.
I'd rather drive around 12 hours than sit in 1 minute of I-84 traffic. There's always traffic in I-84. So we took kind of a crazy way to our destination, headed west. But there's a town called Winstead, Connecticut, which I took Route 8 up from Waterbury. And that stretch of the road is nice. It's about, I don't know, we say 25 miles to, but it's real nice because Winstead's a nice little town. You go up the hill and there's a cell tower with tree branches, artificial tree branches connected to it. You go to a town called Canaan, Connecticut. It's like a little railroad town. So, it's a nice route. Millerton, New York's nice. 199 ticket. We head up to the Catskill Bridge, crossing the Hudson, which is the only free bridge. I think the first free bridge up on the Hudson River that crosses the Hudson River. Anything south down to New York City, there's a toll involved. And over the Catskills, nice ride. I just we like going different ways every time we go. We go up to western Pennsylvania, up near Morgantown, West Virginia. It's not too about 8-9 miles. We spent some time with a good friend of ours. And Western PA is different than here. I noticed a lot, especially on the tipping part, because we've got coffees. I left $1, and the person behind the counter was so happy. She said like thank you like 6 times. I'm looking at the tip jars at 13 cents in the tip jar. Usually around here, it's stuffed with dollar bills, and you go to a sit-down restaurant. Yeah, of course the server's got to thank you. You leave 20-25%. People in the Northeast are more generous with their tips because it's expected from us.
Yes.
Okay? A lot of times you leave something at a coffee shop, you don't even get a thank you. You hand them $1, they just take it. They don't say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You hand them extra money, you tip on them, and you don't. I'm not saying it's all, but mostly it is. You go to western Pennsylvania. Okay? We went to breakfast to this old inn, a town called Carmichael's, Pennsylvania, on 88. And this inn was around, 1847. There's not even a sign out front. Doesn't even look like this.
No. There's
it used to be an inn, but
it's called restaurant, and it's not even a full.
I got steak and eggs. I got steak and eggs for $8.99. We all three of us ate like kings. The bill was like, what was the bill? $42.
I think so, somewhere around there.
I mean, you got pancakes and we got juices and milks and we ate like kings. It was I tipped him. Almost fell over. Because the service was that great. It was on. The food was awesome. The service was great. This place is gems around here, but people expect it. And then you have. I didn't see one tip shame cash register. We all know what a tip shame cash register is.
Yes.
They spin it around. Here you go. 10, 15, 20. Or no tip. You physically have to say no tip. And then they look at you like you're evil. Mm-hmm. You didn't give them a tip. So you pick up 5 ice cream cones, and each ice cream cone, what's ice cream cone these days? $6, $12, $24,
A lot.
$29, $30. So you got to pay 20% on $30 that this handy is 6 ice cream cones. Are you kidding me? I could see one. I've said this before on the show. 1, 3, 5, but not 20% for handing. Are you kidding me? You have to tip for. You know what my brother does? No, I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he says it. No tip. He says it. No tip. He says it. And I'll look at him like they hate him. You know what I mean? There's only one. The major coffee shops in the area we all know. I almost said it. I shouldn't say it. There's only one down the Cape that has that tip shame cash register.
I will say on this trip, I got to experience for the first time ever. And I'm just gonna say it like this: grill and chill, and you'll know exactly what restaurant I'm talking about. I won't say the full name. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's an ice cream restaurant. It's usually an ice cream restaurant, but they have restaurants as well that also sell burgers, fries, and things like that. And those kind of restaurants are called Grill and Chill.
It's a different attitude.
It's really good.
Right, but it's just a different attitude. Even the staff at the place where the Grill and Chill is, they couldn't do enough for you. They were nice. The food was good. It's just the economy's different. The economy isn't that great out there.
Mm-hmm.
They make a lot less money.
Yes.
So the jobs they have, they hold on to them like gold. Around here, turnover rate's unbelievable around here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not tipping these people, you're not getting the service, and sometimes you get attitudes.
Yeah.
They remember you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If I have cash, I tip them. You know what I mean? But the whole tip shaming cash register thing again, I don't buy it. It's popping up everywhere. They had it at the ball game. Cashless.
They did
at the ball game.
Cashless at the ball game.
I said to the kid, I don't like tipping with a credit card, because a lot of times what happens at restaurants when you tip with a credit card, you go back and you look at your statement, or a lot of people have their banks on the phone, and you can see it was taken out. But now, like, where'd the tip go? So if you tip them $5,
it doesn't show up.
Doesn't show up for like weeks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I don't like that.
That's
Just take it all out. So some companies do, some don't. But you got things hovering and hanging around, and you don't know or whatnot, this and the other, So I'd rather. So I gave the kid and I gave him $1 for like a couple hot dogs, and they were like, "Thank you." It's like I gave him $1 million.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it, and they like getting cash.
Yeah.
So cash is king.
All right, 8 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show today. Didn't talk about blood drives today. I don't have any as of right now. I will as tomorrow. I'll talk about them on Middleboro Matters when I look up the new list of blood drives for the rest of August and September. And then I'll talk about blood drives on Middleboro Matters tomorrow. So that's why we didn't have any blood drives today, because I don't have any. That's why we didn't talk about them today. I didn't have any. Anyway, 8 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for listening to the show today. I will be back tomorrow for another edition of Middleboro Matters, and we'll be back next Sunday, the 24th of August, 2025. One of the topics we want to talk about is the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, which happened 20 years ago, Saturday. So we'll talk about that on Sunday and much more. We'll talk about transportation and local events as well. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we'll be back next week for another edition of Middleboro Review. Bye-bye. Sir?
Broadcasting live from the Taunton Federal Credit Union studios at 14 Church Green, we are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and W259DD, Middleboro Center, 99.7 FM, your hometown radio station.
Okay. Bye, everybody.